Hey everybody, so we're going to do a two-part series on patch 0.42 because there's a ton of changes. I'm going to split it up between two so that way there's not just like a crazy amount of information to go through. So the first part that we're going to talk about, we are going to go over some major pointers and different things that are important to hit on as far as the update goes. We're going to talk about the market, and we're going to talk about some bug fixes, some improvements to the game, different things like that. In the second part, we are going to talk about some of the big changes of the way that the game is going to kind of play out. So let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is just kind of like an overview of what this patch is going to entail, because there's so much information and there's so much that's going to change. It's really important that we all kind of can go into, when this patch goes live, really being as knowledgeable as we can about the information that we're provided with. So the first things are the major takeaways. So these are like big groups of things that are going to change for sure. And they're doing a big potion update, which we are going to, in part two, go through the major groupings of potions. There's a lot of new ones, and then some changes, kind of like additions to some that already existed. So there's a whole lot to go through there. There are new artifacts, brand new artifacts, and there's a new rift coming out. And so we're going to talk about the different artifact sets. In fact, this might end up being a three-part series. I don't know. We're going to find out as we go across. So we're going to talk about the new rifts, the new artifacts. Some of those are with the arena update. And then kind of how those new sets are going to work and how they'll drop. There's also Dust Rift and Awakening changes, which we're going to talk about that, especially with the rift information coming across. There's a market rework, which we're going to talk about today. And then there are a ton of hero changes, like so many. So the hero changes, I'm not going to break down every hero, because I think it's either 100 or 101 heroes are being changed. Now, I do remember specifically the number 97 of them are buffs, and then the rest are nerfs. So I'm going to talk about some notable ones, or at least ones that I know will definitely impact my gameplay, and we'll break those down a little bit. So some major pointers and some different bug fixes and kind of improvements to the game that I want to touch base on. The first one is they fixed where, like, when you have an artifact set bonus, sometimes that didn't show up in your like bonus preview, or I'm sorry, your upgrade preview of like when you're updating artifacts, how that is going to impact you when you have a set bonus. So they're fixing some of that. The provoke status, the wording is going to be a little bit different, to where it kind of makes more sense wording wise. I think that's a really great fix, because a lot of times the provoke wording is just a little bit wonky. There are a couple war updates that I'm both excited and not excited about at the same time, that I feel like it's really important to go over. The first one, which I'm super excited about, especially as a guild leader, it's going to be crosshairs, war crosshairs. And so the leaders and viceroys can go in and designate up to 3 targets. So instead of having like constantly update your like pinned note, you can just choose which targets you guys are going to be hitting. So that way anybody who goes into the war screen is going to be able to see what the targets are. And I just think that is awesome. I think that's going to be just such a great addition to the war in general. Like I'm really excited about that one. The next one I think is a good addition to war, but it might be a little tricky in actual gameplay. So it's going to be that when you go to attack an opponent, there's going to be a reservation period. So when you click on an opponent that you're going to hit, there it starts a 10-minute timer of a reservation. So you're going to have 10 minutes to set up your attack team and then go into the attack. Now, in those 10 minutes, if you decide to back out of that attack, nobody can go in to do it. It's reserved for 10 minutes, and then once that timer runs out, then it becomes available for other people. So I think having a reservation option is going to be very beneficial. I do think 10 minutes is a little bit too long, and that's just my personal opinion. And I didn't see anything in the update about having a section where you can preview what heroes you have left or kind of look over your war teams. So what I'm seeing is that it's still going to be that you have to like go in like you're going to attack somebody to see what heroes you have left for different things. But once you do that, it's jammed up for 10 minutes. So I'm not really sure how that's going to play out in actuality. I don't know if it's going to be a little bit more of like a burden in the long run, because 10 minutes is a really long time to set up a team. So we'll see how that goes whenever the patch is live. But I do like the reservation option because, well, not option, I'm sorry, it's like an automatic thing, because there have been a great abundance of times where something just didn't get communicated effectively, and I am like building a team to attack somebody, and then by the time I'm done setting up everything, someone has already started attacking it, and I had no idea. So that's kind of frustrating, so I'm glad that's going to go away, but we do all need to be a little bit cognizant of the fact that it's a 10-minute reservation. So definitely within your guild, you might want to still communicate things, or like if you accidentally reserve a team, be like, hey guys, I'm really sorry, this, different things like that. So communication is going to be a big one with that. The next thing we're going to talk about is the market rework. So they are redoing both the general market and the guild market on how they're going to change up some things. So the general market will now refresh every hour, which is great. I'm super pumped about that. And they're adding a lot of things to the market, both the regular market and the guild market, that are really important to know kind of what you're going to have available. So with the general market, it's now going to be all artifacts that you can gain from a rift, which means that you are going to see anything from a 2-star uncommon all the way through a 6-star legendary and everything in between. So that's really cool, because right now it's kind of a limited display of artifacts that you can purchase through the market. The next thing is that you're going to be able to see all potions, which we'll go over the potions for sure, but that's going to be a separate video. So that's really awesome, is that all potions that are available are now going to be in the market. The next thing, which I'm super excited about, are platinum shards. So the scrolls are going to remain the same, so you're going to still be able to get the bronze, silver, and gold scrolls, but then now you're going to see an option for 5 platinum shards. And just a quick shout out, I just want to say that I think it's really awesome that it's like they're trying to help you be able to do more summons. So I just think that's a really cool thing, that we're going to be able to get platinum shards, because I don't know about you, but there have been many times that I've been stuck at like 95 shards and you're just waiting forever to be able to get an event that has those 5 additional shards. You're just holding out for it. So I think that's going to be really great, especially for like free-to-play players, because then you can accrue more shards to be able to summon platinum. Now we all know, you're not guaranteed to get a legendary hero, but you at least are going to get an epic. So I think that's really great to add those to it. Heroes are going to stay the same, so you're going to see your uncommon, your common, and your rare heroes in the regular market, and then the 200 apples is still going to be the same. Now the guild market, I think there are a lot of changes with that specifically. One thing is that it's going to refresh every 6 hours instead of, I think right now it's like 3 days or 2.5 days or something. I don't know. It's a long time. So it's going to be, a couple of things are going to have a timer, kind of like how right now currently you see the scrolls, you can only claim so many of them in a certain amount of time. So whenever it refreshes, it's going to kind of have those timers set. Some things that they've added to that, you can get one legendary tome every 30 days. And that's really amazing because sometimes some of the events are just a little challenging to complete, especially as a free-to-play player. Now keep in mind the guild market does require guild coins. Those you get from your raid boss hits and, well, yeah, just your raid boss hits. So it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge as far as balancing the my brain just stopped working. Trading in your coins for the war coins, the guild coins, or what you're going to purchase from the market. So I'm not really sure how things are going to cost. That wasn't released with the notes that I saw. Anyway, I got a little sidetracked. So back to what's going to be available in the guild market. So one Lego tome every 30 days, and then there's going to be a 5-star cauldron every 30 days, which is so awesome because building cauldrons can sometimes just be really difficult, especially when like your energy is kind of burdensome. So there's that, and then 5 platinum shards will be available there, and you can get up to 25 shards per week. So you're pretty much, if you're purchasing those, you're going to be guaranteed to get one platinum scroll every month. So that's really awesome. So that makes, another one that you can get. So keep that in mind. And then you're going to be able to get all artifacts that are available in the game, all potions that are available, and then they are adding dusts in all colors. So definitely going to be a really awesome improvement in the market as far as I can tell with that. So that's really all I have to go over in this video. And now we're going to break down potions, and we're going to talk about the new artifacts, the new rifts, and then just we're going to touch base a little bit on some major hero updates. So thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for part 2.